Have you ever had a friend or an acquaintance who's a bit jealous of you and kind of throws backhanded comments your way, or is just generally negative when someone praises you? To be honest, this situation reminded me of that.
I'm saying I don't wanna come down from your love. We'll get lost together like we fly. Don't ever let me come down from your love.
Hi everyone, it's briczennie. Welcome back to my channel. Before we get into today's video topic, I just want to quickly thank my channel members Vermilion, Misa, and Panda Dami, aka Cozy. I know you guys are all longtime subscribers. I appreciate your support and I hope you continue to enjoy my content. If you're watching and you like my content and want to join my channel, you can click join under this video to gain access to some pretty cool perks such as a custom members badge, custom emojis, priority replies, members only posts, and more. Now on to today's topic. About 3 weeks ago, I uploaded a video concerning ENHYPEN Sunoo. In the video, I covered a live in which members Jake, Niki, and Jungwon made comments about Sunoo's body and weight, which many ENHYPEN fans and other K-pop fans alike considered body shaming. I also touched on how comments concerning Sunoo's weight and body seem to be a pattern with the members of ENHYPEN since their debut. If you haven't watched my previous video, I encourage you to do so since I also briefly covered other occurrences of body shaming incidents towards Sunoo within the group. Hashtag apologize to Sunoo recently trended on Twitter due to a VLive the boy group streamed on July 13th. A clip of a conversation from that VLive was uploaded to Twitter and has since gone viral, amassing over 1 million views. During the VLive, the boys celebrated their recent win for Future Perfect, Pass the Mic, on NBC show Champion, and read and responded to comments from fans in real time. At about the 5-minute and 47-second mark of the approximately 8-minute video, members Jae, Sunghoo, and Niki made comments towards Sunoo that raised a few eyebrows. I'll insert the clip here and then further explain with context.
선우 얼굴이 가뜩이 됐어.
아유,
네,
진짜 아니에요.
정말 참, 너무 참, 마찬가지입니다.
In this clip, the boys are reading a comment from a fan who stated, Sunoo's face became half. So here the fan is trying to compliment Sunoo, suggesting that he's lost weight or his face has slimmed down. Sunoo humbly responds with, no, and then Jae, Niki, and Sunghoo immediately jump in, invalidating the fan's compliment with, no he's not, don't lie, what a joke, so hilarious. And Sunoo adds, I'm honored. I'm going to go off script for a second. Not gonna lie, when I saw this exchange, I was pretty furious. Sunoo's no in response to the fan was pretty relatable when you think about it, because sometimes as people, we might be a little insecure or we might just not want to sound full of ourselves or not even know how to accept a compliment. So sometimes we deny a compliment instead of outright thanking the person complimenting us and thus accepting the compliment, which is what you're supposed to do. I also wonder if Sunoo responded the way he did because he knew the other boys would jump in and derail the situation, because he was right, they did. Niki, Jae, and Sunghoo immediately jumped in, refusing to let Sunoo accept the compliment from the fan. They could have said something like, yeah, Sunoo looks great, he looks good, etc., which I think is what most groups would do in this situation, especially since they're speaking to fans live, but instead they had to undermine the fan's compliment and disparage Sunoo. Have you ever had a friend or an acquaintance who is a bit jealous of you and kind of throws backhanded comments your way, or is just generally negative when someone praises you? To be honest, this situation reminded me of that. You could say that the boys were joking, but regardless, in my opinion, it was just straight up mean. I also want to add that Sunoo did laugh, as he often does in these situations, but what else is he supposed to do? He's on camera speaking to fans live. It's not like he could make a scene or tell off his members in front of fans. And like I've mentioned in my previous video, sometimes as humans, we laugh at comments when we're teased, even if it hurts us. In addition, in a TikTok compilation that went viral with over 2 million views, Sunoo himself even said that sometimes Sunghoo and Niki take their teasing too far, and sometimes it's just not funny. There's also a clip of the boys responding to fans' questions, and when they're asked why they looked mad in the Future Perfect music video, Sunghoo commented, there's someone here who laughs even though he's mad, and pointed at Sunoo. I know this is a situation that's kind of out of context, but I wanted to mention it, so take it with a grain of salt. If we do accept Sunghoo's comment as an accurate description of Sunoo's personality, we can say that Sunoo often laughs when he's mad or upset inside. I also quickly want to discuss a clip that's been going around from ENHYPEN's Future Perfect music video shoot sketch. At about the 59-second timestamp of this video, Sunghoo, Niki, and Sunoo are on set in front of this big automatic door. First, Sunghoo and Niki try to open the door manually and fail. Afterwards, Sunoo tries. Here is where things get kind of weird. If you look at the video on YouTube with subtitles, when Sunoo tries to open the door, the subtitles for Sunghoon read, "Sunoo just," and then the subtitles trail off here, although Sunghoon is continuing to speak. The subtitles come back at a point where Sunghoon says, "It'll be hard with your physique," commenting that because of Sunoo's physique, he won't be able to open the automatic door. The interesting thing is that when the subtitles are cut off, Niki is also speaking, but no subtitles are entered for him at all. On Twitter, some fans translated this portion, claiming that Sunghoon stated, "Sunoo is just an elephant," and Niki commented, "elephant." I can't either confirm or deny this because obviously I'm not a Korean speaker and I can't make out what's being said here at all. But to be honest, if that is what was said, it wouldn't really surprise me since in their VLive streamed on June 19th, Sunoo himself retold a story where Sunghoon jokingly calls him an elephant, which I explained in my previous video. I think it's telling that for some reason VLive chose not to subtitle this portion of the conversation. At this point, I think the situation with the members of ENHYPEN and Sunoo is getting completely out of hand. Sadly, I think a lot of international fans know them as the group that makes fat-shaming comments towards one of their members due to the fact that they just debuted 2 years ago and there are already so many instances of this. I know that some engines will defend ENHYPEN and point out that the boys are just friends who like to joke and that there are tons and tons of content and clips showing them all being respectful and getting along, which is true, but I think we should acknowledge that both of the following could be true and aren't necessarily mutually exclusive. The boys are probably very close and care for each other, but at the same time could be making harmful comments about Sunoo's weight and body that could be affecting him. I've also seen some engines say things like, "But Sunoo isn't even fat." And you're right, Sunoo isn't overweight, but if he was, that would be okay too, and it shouldn't warrant anyone commenting negatively about his weight or body. However, even though Sunoo isn't overweight, the thing is, these comments seem to be continuously made about him, and they could be affecting his self-esteem, and that's the point that worries me. I want to point out how ENHYPEN was put together as a group in the first place because I think that's an important discussion to be had as well. ENHYPEN was formed through a 12-episode Mnet survival show called Island, in which 23 trainees competed for a final spot in the 7-member group. During the competition, the best contestants had the best amenities, such as housing, laundry, food, practice rooms, etc., and this was referred to as the island. The contestants who ranked at the bottom were separated from the best contestants and had subpar amenities. This was referred to as the ground. During the competition, the islanders and grounders were constantly competing to rank at the top for a spot in the island. Sunoo was consistently a grounder in the competition, with his members basically voting him off. He formed a pretty close relationship with Niki, who was also often grounded. But despite the fact that Sunoo was constantly a grounder, he had a huge fan following, more so than some of the other contestants. In fact, when fan voting was implemented in the show, Sunoo consistently ranked in the top 3 of global voting, and many other contestants were confused by this since he was constantly a grounder and they considered him not that great of a contestant. I also want to add that Sunoo underwent surgery in 2019 due to health problems and often had to rest during the competition due to his condition and to preserve his stamina. During the finale, the top 6 contestants plus 1 producer's choice were chosen to debut in the 7-member group, and Sunoo was selected as the producer's choice. I'm bringing this up because I think it would be silly to assume that no resentment at all was formed during such a stressful, cutthroat competition, especially when one member, Sunoo, was constantly a grounder who was voted off and probably considered less than by some of his group mates. I wonder if some tension is still present in the group today and fosters some of these backhanded comments we see being made towards Sunoo by the other members. In my previous video about Sunoo, I read a lot of your comments, and I saw many of you commenting that you also struggled with self-esteem due to fat shaming and body shaming, and many of you made comments like, "I feel bad for Sunoo because I've been through similar situations," and things like, "I'm overweight," or "I'm bigger than Sunoo. If ENHYPEN treats Sunoo this way, how would they perceive me or their other fans?" I think all of these comments and questions are valid. ENHYPEN is a group of very young, idols, and they have many young, impressionable fans. When they're on camera making comments like this towards Sunoo, my question is, what message are they sending to their fans of all background shapes and sizes? Fat shaming and body shaming is an issue that isn't new to the K-pop industry, to South Korea, or all of the cultures around the world in which it's a prevalent issue. If I went through all the K-pop groups who have made comments about their fellow members' bodies or weights, or even skin colors, or other physical characteristics, I would literally be here all day. But as I mentioned before, I think the issue with ENHYPEN is that this is happening way too often for many people's comfort. At this point, I think the wise thing to do would be for HYBE or VLive to nip this in the bud and deal with it, letting the boys know that this type of behavior isn't okay. Not only can it affect fans, but it's not good for the image of the group, and they should definitely be checking in with Sunoo. But I know this is probably wishful thinking on my part. If this is what goes on in VLives and pre-recorded videos, who knows what's going on behind the scenes when the cameras are off. To sum things up, that's all I really have to say about this issue. I don't stand ENHYPEN, but I like pretty much all of their title tracks, even some of the ones that are polarizing like Blessed Cursed and Future Perfect, in addition to some of their B-sides, and I think that they're an extremely talented group. But as a casual listener, the fact that the issue with Sunoo tends to come up every couple of months or less is extremely off-putting in my opinion. From the content I've seen, Sunoo seems like a really sweet kid. He's adorable, he definitely has that idol star power, and I hope he knows that he's perfectly fine the way he is and that there's nothing wrong with him or his body. As always, I want to know what you guys think in the comments. Do you think the reoccurring instances of body shaming between Sunoo and the other members of ENHYPEN are an issue? Do you think the accusations are just out of context situations or compilations or lighthearted jokes and teasing that can be easily dismissed? On the other hand, do you think Island is to blame for some of the dynamics we see today in ENHYPEN? Let me know what you think, and if you liked this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more K-pop commentary. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.